Wow.
We did
live. Andy Frasco's World Saving Podcast. It is festival season, people. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Festival season is here.
Yep. Most of them are back.
Most of them for now.
Including a very big one that we interviewed.
Yeah, we just interviewed
the
founders of New York's biggest music festival, Governor's Ball.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
He was incredible.
Yeah, you know, you think these guys would be a little more pretentious, but they're not.
I would be if I was them, but I don't know. I guess not. He's like a music fan, though.
Yeah, he was wearing a Fish sweatshirt.
What is this thing with every major guy in music, whether they're booking jam band shit or not, all started as Fish fans?
I have an idea of that. Because as a business mind, they probably respect the fuck out of Fish. How they built this fucking career.
They're geniuses. And
no fucking singles. No singles on the radio. Just straight live music.
Also, their business model is pretty, like, really good. They keep it all their money in-house. They make their own merch. Did you know that?
By the way, this is Nick Gerlach, my co-host.
They know
the Andy Frasco's World Saving Podcast.
They know who I am by now.
Welcome back.
They've already turned it off.
They're like, fuck.
This asshole. What are they going to do? Just a Nick-only one again? No,
yeah.
But Fish has a crazy business model where they keep everything in-house. They're very smart with that.
That's why I wanted to get this guy on the show. Don't do it.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know if
that's... pulled a Kanye on there.
I don't even know if that's true, actually.
Oh, my God. But yeah. It's being a promoter in this day of age takes some fucking balls.
I'd rather be an ER doctor, I think.
Granted, you know, you got a bank that's Live Nation or AEG, whatever it is when you're on these bigger festivals, but just like put your dick out there and be a music festival promoter, founder takes a lot of cojones.
And on the topic of having a bank like Live Nation, you have to get yourself to the point where they will give you money.
Exactly.
Also, they will bail on you so fucking fast if you start. It's not like they're not like homies where it's like, oh, I'll bankroll another one.
What was that? There's like Mountain Jam.
Yeah.
I think it's called Mountain Jam. Yeah.
West Virginia?
No.
Or no.
Woodstock, New York.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Live Nation or one of them bought Mountain Jam and from this guy Gary. And which I'm kind of frustrated with, Gary. He didn't book me on his festival when he promised me, but
is this the Catskill Chill guy? No,
but it's around there. I'm on to you, Gary.
Yeah, Gary. You did a good job not asking Tom Russell if you could play the festival next year.
Dude, you fucking tried to burn me in the beginning.
No, we're homies. He knows us already.
Yeah?
Yeah, he said he's listened before.
Tried to burn me in the beginning.
It wasn't on the
recording.
recording.
To ask you.
No, he thought it was funny.
So annoying.
Most people know jokes.
But like when I'm asking, you got to, it's better.
It wasn't during the interview.
I know, but like you doing it before just to get a fucking quick joke doesn't make the interview when he gets a surprise of me asking. Then it's like.
I didn't think you were going to actually ask him that.
I was. The fuck?
You'll get on there. I don't think that'll fuck you, dude.
I know, but like, just like, it's like telling someone the questions before the interview.
I didn't think you would actually ask him that.
You know I'm not a pussy. I ask anyone anything.
You know I have no line.
Yeah, I ain't no fucking softy.
I bet you get on anyway.
No, I'm not. He told us straight head.
He's
it's
like,
young
no jam
fans.
Bands. Yeah. It's like no 35-year-olds.
Yeah. All jam fans are like 40 years old now.
He said the festival scene's gotten way younger. I think that's because of EDM a little bit too.
And pop. He said he's like only booking pop and rock.
Yeah. Weird.
But you're going to love this interview. I mean, if you like the business side of music, all the bands out there who like are wondering how to get on Bonnaroo and wondering how to get on
Governor's Ball,
Coachella and ACL. We just talked to the fucking founder of one of these big ass festivals, and he was honest about the whole thing.
He was cool.
You know, he didn't sugarcoat it. You know, I felt like a lot of these guys would probably sugarcoat it here, but we're gonna get more of these guys. I want to get Outside Lands guy on there.
He was pretty practical.
I got to get John Bongiorno on there too.
Where's the Outside Lands again? Is that in California? No. Yeah, it's in San Francisco.
We should call John.
It's in San Francisco.
And see what's his take on these founders.
It's in the Bay. My sister goes to it.
We should call him. He probably won't answer. I could tell when he's super busy.
Yeah.
He's short with me on text sometimes. Hold on. This is my agent, John Bongiorno. Yep, I knew it.
That's his voicemail.
Call me John Bongiorno.
That's hilarious. He put you right to the. He didn't even let it ring.
Nope, he knows.
He's in a meeting with someone that makes more money than you.
Oh, hold on, let me text. On a team call.
Yeah, sure.
I want to put you on the pod.
Got the whole team call.
Talk. He's on a team call. I want to put on top.
Get the whole team on the pod.
Okay.
Governor's ball.
All right, never mind. But agents, John's a big agent. He books Krungbin, he books Royal Otis, who's on Governor's Ball. I'm just curious to hear both sides of the story of, it's like
push and pull of it all.
The push and pull of it, to get these big headliners, do you need to is there a negotiating power to get some of their smaller bands?
Sounds fun.
It's like you're holding the cards. You're both holding cards.
You both have some leverage.
It was very fascinating.
We love leverage in this podcast.
We love leverage.
I almost never have it, but god damn, I do.
Man. Speaking of leverage, volume.com.
Speaking of leverage.
Sign up for our only Frasco subscription. Listen, everyone, this is what's going down. We are doing less things on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the way to get a hold of more content. If you can't see this band play a lot because you might be in you have a job or
life,
or it's getting we keep the shows cheaper, but it's still expensive to go travel and do your thing. And if you just want to watch the band from the comforts of your home, $5 a month will give you one live stream every month. You can still watch us from your house. You go chug a beer with your home. Hey, Frasco's playing this Friday. Bring your neighbor.
Yeah.
Make it a party.
Get drunk in your basement.
And we're going to be doing exclusive podcasts and Nick's setting up a really hot and really cummy trivia show.
Platform, if you will.
Nick's going too. We're going to be competing for your...
Yeah, I'm going to destroy you, actually.
I don't think
that'd be so fun.
That would be funny.
We
should just do this together, but if you want to do your own...
No, I think one thing in my life could be not connected to you, maybe.
All right, then I don't know why I'm pushing so hard to be...
Because you're my friend?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And you care about me and you want me to be successful? Because you're not around me all the time. I need something to do when you're on the road with your band 200 days a year. Andy thinks I just am like the Indian in the cupboard, and I turn as soon as he... Let me sit up. Andy thinks I'm like the Indian for cupboard, and he's like, oh, I'm going on the road tomorrow. He thinks he just puts me in a closet and I just turn into a statue. and then he texts me when he gets home. It's like, can you come over and set up the studio and I come to life? That's what you think it is, isn't it? Right?
Oh.
Have you ever heard of...
You also do trivia?
Yeah. But I don't do it when you're not there. Have you ever heard of Sonder?
No.
It's like when you realize that other people also have their entire lives and thoughts and feelings too.
Oh, yeah. You've been telling me that.
They're not just characters in a movie.
No, the world doesn't evolve around me.
Not even that. Evolve around you? Revolve. And evolve around you. But it's like when you realize everybody has their own full life too, and you're just a character in their life as well.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Anyway, volume.com. Sign up for both Nick and my
Sign up for his thing. Mine's not ready yet. Just do his first.
It will be when this comes out.
If you have extra money, do mine. Andy's the important one. We all know how
Oh my God. Look at this.
I'm so good at this. I learned
little fucking Eeyore over here.
I learned this that was my nickname in high school.
I got to stop. I'm just going to start thinking about myself.
But finally.
I try to get everyone paid out here, and everyone's just like, I don't know.
Have I ever complained?
You're pissed when
When?
I'm not going into it.
I'm not pissed.
I'm not getting into it.
You're conflating me with other people in your life. Aren't you?
Sign up for volume.com. How you doing, Nick? What else is going on?
I'm actually doing really well.
It's festival season. Are you on any festivals this year? This is the festival episode.
No, I'm doing a bunch of after parties for Widespread Panic and
Really?
I'm doing Asheville after party.
What?
I'm playing with a Coltet. We're gonna do Asheville in July.
That's sick. Where at the Asheville Music Hall?
The one stop, the bottom part. I know it's gonna be sick. I got a local band. Well,
when's that?
July.
I want to go.
You should go. It's late July.
Yeah,
and Panic's playing.
That'd be sick. We should go to Governor's Ball next week.
I'm down.
This is
New York City. I think you don't have a gig.
You think they'll hook us up with sick tickets?
Probably. We're pretty important.
Damn, we are kind of important. Founders want to be on our podcast.
It's in Queens too. I like that. I haven't really spent much time.
I thought it was on an island.
It was. It moved. It's moved 4 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It just keeps getting bigger.
Probably, yeah. Or just cheaper to do it.
God, it must be a pain in the ass to deal with the fucking city of New York.
Ugh.
Sounds fucking...
I don't even like it on Instagram.
It's hard to deal with the city of Denver.
I love New York City, but it is a lot.
It's a lot.
I couldn't live there.
Oh, I want to go. That sounds fun. Who's on it? Royal Otis?
God damn it. I think Tyler, the Creator,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look again, but there's a bunch of badass like pop stars.
So head over to Governor's Ball. It's going to be great. If you're in the New York, a lot of New York fans on this podcast, go. Tom's a really good guy.
He was cool as hell.
He was cool. He used to Superfly, was it?
Yeah.
Superfly. He was one of the top dogs at Superfly,
which produced Bonnaroo.
I like his story. You said, "Hey, are you going to? I want to start my own big thing," and they're like, "Well, good luck."
Yeah.
And then he fucking did it. So shout out to Tom.
Yeah. It's a good job. I don't think they do Bonnaroo. They must have sold Bonnaroo, huh?
I think no, they still do it.
I thought they sold it.
Or what, to who? C3?
Superfly or something. Well, C3.
No, Live Nation.
Live Nation.
They did sell it to Live Nation.
Well, C3 is Live Nation, too. So they might have sold to C3 before they went to... Damn. It's all like a big monopoly soon.
I know.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Pretty exciting.
What else are you mad at me about?
That's it.
Nice. Just existing?
No.
Just having my own life and...
No, I work hard for you. And you work hard for me.
We have a great
work hard. We have a great relationship.
I think we have a really good working relationship, actually.
We do.
You've never yelled at... Everybody says you yell at them. I've
never yelled at you.
I don't think I've ever done anything...
Everyone who said I'm fucking yelling at them.
Just kidding. I was just trying to get under you. But probably Bo. I think you've yelled at Bo.
I've yelled at Bo.
Yelled?
I've just got frustrated.
I think you're more of a passive-aggressive guy when you get mad at people.
I normally yell at a mirror.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't beat anybody up harder than you beat yourself up. So
why do we do that to ourselves?
I don't know. It's just natural, I guess.
Stupid.
But people are like, Andy can be so... I'm like, he's always nice to me. Maybe you should show up on time and do your fucking job.
Speak to him, Nick. Tell him how you feel, Nick.
Mr. On Time, never, you know?
Yeah.
Only minimal mistakes. I am a human being. I'm not perfect or anything.
I don't complain about doing my job.
No, you're right.
I don't.
No.
Or do I?
No, I don't think so. Not any more than like a normal person.
No.
I mean, you're allowed to complain sometimes.
It's okay to complain.
Yeah, no, but just not. You can't make it your personality.
What do you complain about?
Am I a big... I don't think I'm a big complainer.
You're not a complainer.
But I'm more of a pointer out or of observe. I like to...
That's complaining.
Yeah, but more about stuff for other people. Nothing's really pissing me off right now.
You'll really grinds my gears.
Maybe that's politics are kind of annoying, but that's everybody's complaining about. That's normal.
I don't know too much about politics. I'm starting to get into like just hearing people's opinions. I'm hearing every side of the opinion, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's also getting me confused.
It's very confusing because everybody's so dumb too.
Everyone's dumb and they all think they're fucking smart. And it's just like, then I'm just like, damn, am I dumb?
It's like the more readily you give your opinion, the less interested I am.
Like, am I dumb thinking these people are dumb?
No, you're allowed to have your own opinion too.
Okay. But anyway, this is not the talk. This is a music festival episode.
Yeah, but we're not even saying anything about politics. We're just saying shut up about it.
What about the politics of being in a music festival?
Oof. There's got to be a ton of... I mean, there's a lot of politics.
There's got it, dude. There's...
bureaucracy, red tape.
These guys deal with... I'm trying to see...
It's like high school, probably. Like trying to get to a high school prom date, you know?
Think about with every state has a festival trying to book the same bands. And the bands are like, I want to take every show. So the agents have to really like negotiate... You're cutting out the radius clause for this so they could do this if you want this type of deal. So it's like, it's a juggle, man.
Yeah, like for my show opening for August, I was like, I'm not doing a radius clause.
You do a radius clause?
They tried to make me. I was like, I'll do one before, but not after.
What'd they say?
60 days or something on either side. I'm like, I'm just opening, okay?
It's a free show.
Yeah, I think it's just a standard thing they put in everything. I was just fucking with
it's Live Nation too.
Yeah, but my show's 3 months. My show before is 3 months ahead. So
are you excited for your big show?
Opening for you at Levitt?
No.
Oh, well, that already happened.
That's the biggest one you've done in a while.
Yeah, it'll be sick.
But no, don't you have another show, like a headline show?
Yeah, but that'll already happened at this point. I'm opening for Victor on Friday.
Oh.
Yeah.
How was that?
Great. Band smashed. Victor, the Wooten brothers are incredible. Great crowd.
Seemed like a killer show. Everyone was stoked.
Everyone was super stoked. The band's really good. We're better than ever. That's how you do it. The Coltet, baby.
Oh, funny.
I am stoked for the Levitt Pavilion thing. I haven't played there in a while. I played there with Opio 2 years ago. That was fun.
I love that place.
Dude, it's fun as shit.
I think more people are going to that now.
I think they're getting out of the little Red Rocks vortex.
Yeah, I mean, and like it's so hard to get dates anymore
at Red Rocks.
So it's like you might as well do a big show in your local town.
When I first moved here, Red Rocks had like 80 shows a year. Now they have like 200. I feel
crazy. Yeah, they start booking Red Rocks now in March.
Yeah, I've played my first year. I played here. I played Red Rocks 4 times the first year I lived here.
Right,
and it was like a way different kind of bands were playing here. It was more of like it felt like more of a thing. Now it's like a gig. Do you think the Mission Ballroom did that?
Yep.
I love going to the Mission.
Speaking of Red Rocks, I have shows to announce.
Oh, you're playing?
I'm going on tour. We're going on our little bus tour, our little summer tour.
Oh.
June 12th, Washington, D.C.
Ooh. I'll tell my brother to come.
What's that? The 930 Club.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's in D.C.
Yep. June 13th, Dewey Beach. Excited to go back there.
Oh, Ryan Felipe.
The 14th, we're at Northlands.
Where's
with
that?
Allie Crawls playing.
Is that a festival?
Yeah,
right
it's in
there?
Swansea, New Hampshire.
Take a breath. Heartburn.
Got a little heartburn. I drank too much coffee today.
The
15th, we're doing a private party. But damn, those old Jews love my ass. I'm doing a private party.
That horror's paying off.
That horror is paying off. Shout out, dude.
Every time you do the horror, you get another 10 grand.
A little more than that.
Straight from the Israel.
Straight. Jesus fucking Christ. Then I got 3 days off, and then we head to Almont, Colorado. Almont, Colorado. Listen, I'm actually coming this time.
Is this the one you had to?
Second time I've canceled. I will not cancel.
You canceled twice on them?
Once I was sick because of Red Rocks. The other one, we thought there was going to be a snowstorm because the next day was Mission Ballroom, so we canceled it, and then it was a fucking beautiful day, and I got shitted on.
Well, that's
whatever.
Not fair either.
I'm sorry, but I will be playing it June 19th. June 20th, Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Oh,
I'm
fun.
excited with that. And then 21st, excited for this one, free show at Steamboat Springs, Colorado. 22nd, free show it's the economy plan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do a lot more free shows this summer so everyone could afford to go. The 22nd, Huntsville, Utah. 25th, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. 26th, Pine Creek.
People.
I'm excited. Livingston, Montana. Missoula, Montana on the 27th. Boise on the 28th. And then High Sierra Music Festival.
Oh, shit.
3 and 4. Then I fly the 5th to Sherman, New York for Blue Heron Music Festival.
That sounds fun. Long drives, though.
Long drives, but we have the tour
Gonzo.
bus. Or the bandwagon. So.
Get ready, Gonzo.
Gonzo, get ready.
You better put something on his
Put that Eye of the Tiger on, baby.
Uber hand job card he's got going.
Better start lubing up that arm. It's so weird he likes to beat off while driving.
Wait, what? I didn't know this part.
You don't know this?
I only know about him getting...
He says it relaxes him.
Yeah. I don't want my driver too relaxed.
I mean, at night, it's like, I get it. You drink 7 cups of coffee. It's 4 a.m. There's no one on the road. Crank one out. But I've never done
We've all
that.
been
It's
there.
kind of weird.
I mean, no, I wouldn't
I've never jerked off while driving.
No. I'm looking at my phone. It's too busy to... I can't do 3 things.
Fucking weird.
No, I didn't know about that. I knew about the other thing we talked about last time with the massage parlors.
Oh, yeah. He loves that, too.
Guy loves getting jerked off, I guess, no matter who does it.
All right, guys. Enjoy Tom Russell. Enjoy everything. And Nick, cheer up, Charlie.
I'm fine. What are you talking about?
Cheer up.
Eeyore was my nickname in high school, though.
You do kind of go Eeyore out sometimes.
Why?
If I brag about some types of money, like, oh, lucky you.
I've never said that, I don't think. I said, wow, nice, when you told me about some gig you had yesterday. That's sick.
Oh, lucky you.
I didn't say that. You're just now you're making shit up.
Ooh, just
okay.
wait for me while you put me in the closet.
Andy wants to
That's so funny.
Enemies.
That's a great
funny,
movie, though.
I know.
What's that movie called?
Indian in the Cupboard. It's
Indian
also
in
a
the
famous
Cupboard.
children's book.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. It's also a book.
I hope you don't. I don't feel that way towards
It's a joke. We're on a podcast, Andy.
I know. I have to tell.
I forgot
myself
you're
that.
sensitive.
Yeah, everyone doesn't like me right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well. But they like you in
Because I'm
the
being
salary.
strict dad.
What do you mean?
I'm just being stricter.
Like on the road? Like what? You have to be in bed by midnight or what?
Not that strict. But
Like how strict can you be? They're
I'm
adults.
just not partying with them as much.
You don't have to. It's actually good.
Yeah,
It's a business.
trying to lay down laws.
Yeah, it's good to think about.
Trying to keep us alive.
Try to living past 75 or
Yeah,
even
I'm
65.
trying to have that with the whole band.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad.
Okay.
I'm not mad at you at all. I'm not mad that you're making money. I don't know why you have this in your head. You think I'm out to get
These
you?
guys think I'm.
I like when you do well. I'm attached to you, so the better you do, the better it is for me, actually.
This is the thing about friendship,
Right?
Nick, is I'm not talking about you about this.
I know.
I'm just trying to.
You did
vent
just say
to
you, though, before that.
I know.
Oh.
And it was a joke. Like you said, it's a podcast.
Okay.
All right, I got to go. Bye.
No.
We're done. And we're live. You know, not every day we get to talk to a talent buyer. We have Governor Ball. Are you the founder of Governor's Ball?
I am a co-founder of Governor's Ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Tom Russell on the show. Co-founder. This isn't no ordinary fucking jam band festival. This is the real deal Holyfield. And we got Tom Russell, baby. How you doing, bud?
I am hanging in there. How are you guys?
I'm good.
Getting there?
What's the dynamic like being a talent buyer in 2025?
Well, I gotta let you guys know I'm not a talent buyer.
Oh, well, running a festival.
The festival space is really interesting right now. Feels like there's just so many of them, right? It used to be just Bonnaroo, and God, what was that one called? Up where Electric Forest is now,
Rothbury.
Rothbury.
Yeah.
That was it. Maybe Gathering of the Vibes.
Yeah.
And then Lollapalooza, and then Austin City Limits. So you had this rapid growth, and nowadays I feel like every primary market, secondary market, and tertiary market has a festival. So
Right.
It's a crowded space.
So how do you know what bands to pick for a bigger festival like that? And how big are these radius clauses?
The radius clauses vary by show and market. My issue with New York City is that it's every band's best market.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Every artist wants to play here. So that means a couple things for me. It means that their talent fee is going to be rather high,
Right.
right? Because they're giving up that New York City play. And, we're competing with the Garden and Barclays Center and Brooklyn Paramount, Brooklyn Steel, all these amazing venues. And, a lot of bands want their own look in a market like New York.
So
For
why?
us at Gov Ball, it's just putting together the best package that we can to stand out because we're competing with the city of New York.
Yeah. So what's your pitch on them not taking a Barclays Center show and taking a Governor's Ball offer?
So it depends on the act, right? You pitch acts in different ways, but if you're a headliner, I'd make the argument that you are going to be playing in front of 40,000+ people, right? That's more people than the Garden, Barclays Center. You're going to be playing in front of an audience that includes your fans, but also others. So it's a great opportunity to gain new fans. And it's also a chance to play in a venue that very few people have played. A couple of years ago, we moved to Flushing Meadows Corona Park, which is one of the nicest parks in the city. It's in Queens, and it goes back to the early to mid 1900s, and it's just an incredible venue. They had 2 World's Fairs there. It's where that massive Unisphere is. You're familiar with that?
Yeah.
So it's just a really, really vibey, unique venue, and there's really a magic about it. And I think with any venue, whether it's in New York City or Denver or Topeka, right, there's a vibe in a room or a vibe in a park, and this park is rather vibey.
When did this thing start blowing up? I know this was like it's after, how many years did it take for this thing to really become a thing in New York?
So we started in 2011, and before that, I worked at a company called Superfly.
Oh yeah.
We started Bonnaroo.
Right.
And, so I had always wanted to kind of have my own festival in my hometown. And in about 2010, we started to see this cultural shift toward festivals where, bands wanted to play them more and fans wanted to experience festivals. And, more and more of them were popping up and doing well. We were just coming out of the financial crisis.
Right.
And it seemed like a good time to, try it out. So I called up 2 buddies of mine, and they were at similar places at their jobs. And, we all left our jobs and made this our primary focus and launched in 2011, but it was super small.
Yeah.
Right. It was a 18,000 person event. Our headliners were Empire of the Sun, Pretty Lights, Girl Talk. It was pretty niche. I call it like party music, electronic, but it's got a funky beat to it. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it was just different. So it was a 1-day event, and it was a little bit of a proof of concept, and it worked. We made a little bit of money, enough to come back in year 2. And then in year 2, we lost a little bit of money, and we were pretty much even. And we decided, let's throw all of our chips in the middle and see if this thing works. Because we always wanted to be that major music festival, like a Lala or an ACL or a Bonnaroo. So we quadrupled our talent budget, more than that. We moved venues to a bigger venue, and we went for some huge acts. And we ended up booking Kings of Leon, Kanye West, Guns N' Roses, the XX, Kendrick Lamar. Like everything just kind of fell into place. And I think partially that was because it was a unique offer for the artist, but there was no dynamic ticket pricing at that time.
Right.
Some of these artists were able to, get paid more to play the festival than they would play in the Garden or Barclays Center. Nowadays, it's not like that.
Yeah. Do you think dynamic ticketing has fucked the festival scene?
It has made it harder to get some talent, right?
Yeah.
It used to be if bands really wanted to make money, they play a festival.
Right.
And, nowadays you could play the Garden, and if you dynamically price your tickets, you can make more. Or you can play a stadium, and you can make a lot more. So it's made it trickier to book artists. I think what's unique to festivals is that festivals don't dynamically price their tickets.
Right.
That ticket price is on their website.
Yeah.
For everybody to see. It's not changing.
Yeah. So do you think like these not these ticket masters, but these companies that are like monopolizing with the promoters and do you think it's fucking up the growth of like developing bands?
It's an interesting question. And I'm not a talent buyer, so I'm not sure whether I'm best suited to answer this, but I will say this. When it comes to dynamic pricing, everybody's in the mix on it. Everybody knows what's happening.
Yeah, everyone's getting their fucking pennies too.
The manager, the artist, the promoter, the venue, like everybody's getting a piece and everybody's signing off on it. So, if it is making it harder, it's a collective decision.
Yeah.
To do what's best for them. And then, what it does to the macro environment, I couldn't tell you. But I think, as these concert tickets get more and more expensive, I think festivals provide real value.
Right.
You can see a shitload of bands for not that much money. And there's, multiple payment plan options to spread out that cost and different ways to experience it. I think, it gives really great bang for your buck.
Do you think COVID fucked the sleeping at the festival type of festival?
Yeah.
I think that more festivals popping up killed that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I
true.
think
Supply and
it used to
demand,
be like the big camping festivals were the only major ones out there, right? I mentioned Bonnaroo earlier and Rothbury. Yeah. Like there weren't that many festivals around at that time. And if you wanted to see a sick jam band festival, those are your options. Right?
Yeah, totally.
Nowadays, as music tastes have evolved a lot, there's a festival in every market. So it's a heck of a lot cheaper to go see a festival in New York City than it is to, get in a car, rent a car, drive down to Bonnaroo or a camping festival and, camp out for 4 nights. Just easier.
And it's more comfortable.
Yeah, it's more comfortable to go hang out.
Exactly. A much different experience though, right? Not to knock Bonnaroo because that's, those are my roots right there. And I think that festival's, one of the best of all time. It's just so different and it's a different financial expenditure, emotional expenditure, and just different vibe.
Is there beef between Bonnaroo and Governor's Ball? There's like a Tupac Biggie beef. There's like, were they pissed that you started your own festival?
Prodigal son.
Give us some dirt with owner to owner.
So I was at Superfly from 2006 to 2010. I went to school at Tulane in New Orleans.
Hell yeah.
And that's where my musical taste really expanded. And prior to my freshman year, I went to the first Bonnaroo, had the best time of my life. And I said, I gotta do this for my profession. I got to intern at this company. Where are they based? And it turned out that Superfly was based in New Orleans, where I was about to go to school. So I begged them for an internship and eventually got one. Worked there for a good bit of time and learned the tricks of the trade when it comes to festivals. And it got to the point where I wanted to start my own thing. So I went to my boss and I said, I want to start my own thing. And he goes, it's really risky. And then I said to him, can you guarantee me that I'll make $100,000 by the time I'm 30?
Oh, yeah. You're young when you were with them. Like,
right.
26?
I was in my younger 20s.
Yeah.
And he said, I think I can get you there, but I can't put it in writing.
Wow.
So I said, you know what? If you're not going to do that, then I'm going to go. I'm going to try this thing out. Because I knew that if it failed, like I could maybe get a job back at Superfly or I could figure it out.
And you're young.
And I was pretty young. So, I left and I tried it out. But those guys were all super supportive. And I learned everything I know in this industry from my Superfly days. So
Right.
working on Bonnaroo and Outside Lands, and at that time the industry was so different. It was everybody was independent, and it was a real family.
Right.
And there was no hiding of info. Everybody was in it together. Everybody was emotionally attached, and when I left, they were always very supportive, and I'm still such close friends with the Superfly guys who've moved on from Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
And I'm super close with the folks who currently run Bonnaroo. I still go every year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Richard Slovin's one of my old managers.
Cool.
And so it's like I'm learning about the dynamics between, because my question is, when you're taking that step to make it a bigger festival and you're tripling your budget, how are you getting funding for this? Who's saying yes to this? Like, what the fuck? You're like, I got this big idea. I want to get these bigger bands. Who's saying yes?
In the
to this,
riskiest
Tom?
industry in the world.
It's the riskiest fucking thing on the planet. Who's saying yes to this?
All right. So when we started GovBall, we put together a 12-page business plan.
Yeah.
Talked about the rise of music festivals. Talked about how we were, in the U.S., we're all just following what they do in Europe, right? We're always a few years behind them.
Yeah.
Right.
And at that time, there were so many festivals doing well in Europe. So, we crafted this business plan that showed that, festivals were a growing segment. These city festivals specifically were doing great, but New York City didn't have one. We did an analysis of the bands that we wanted to get and their ticket sales history in the market. A pretty well thought out business plan. Showed it to basically friends and family, and we raised $700,000 for year one.
Wow.
And we used that money to launch the festival. Now that money would not have covered us if shit really hit the fan. So
Yeah, right.
we raised as much as we could. We booked the bands we went on sale and hoped for the best, and we were really, really lucky.
Right.
In year two, when we lost some money, we had to get a bridge loan, and that carried us through to year three when we went on sale. And for year three, when we had that big lineup, we were really, all of our asses were on the line, because if it didn't go well, we were already in debt.
Right.
It's over,
And,
yeah.
we'd have to pull the show down, negotiate with these agents for a kill fee, and, just eggs on our faces. But it worked out. We sold a lot of tickets, and since then it's kind of been, not smooth sailing by any means, but we've been growing and doing well.
People don't realize how fucking expensive it is to have a festival, to make a festival. People think the owners are just making a shit ton of money. Why don't you break it down how expensive it really is to put on a festival?
This year's GovBall will cost $25 to $26 million. That's the total expense.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah.
What's your most expensive stuff outside of talent?
Typically, you're gonna see like half talent, half production and operations.
Right.
And then it really falls off, and then you get to, marketing, insurance, stuff like that. But site production, and then talent really comprise the bulk of the expenses.
You got to be a real crazy person to fucking have the balls to do this,
Yeah.
Tom. This is
Maybe we should put you in charge of the federal government budget.
yeah. Maybe we should put you. Yeah, you should be our guy.
Sounds like you know what you're doing.
Look, I don't know if you want somebody that's going to take a crazy risk, like literally putting your ass on the line.
Yeah,
If it
but
fails, like
Yeah.
yeah.
what happens?
Yeah.
Whoops.
But I think everybody who, you got to take a swing.
Yeah.
You got to try it. My coming from the Bonnaroo days, and especially in the early days, it was such, there's real magic at these festivals,
Yeah.
especially in Bonnaroo.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was just bit by that bug, and I was just so driven to bring my hometown of New York City a music festival, because there's no reason why New York City shouldn't have its own festival.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like
8 million people, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't really know at that time that it's such an expensive city, and like you're competing against every amazing venue in the city because there's just so much good programming at all times.
Yeah.
And that's why in 2013, we just put together a lineup that was so big that people just couldn't say no to it.
Right. It's insane. It's like, I feel like Coachella too. Before Coachella, what was California's festival?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have much.
So are people intimidated to put these festivals in these 20 million people cities? Markets.
Well, I think most bigger markets have festivals nowadays. And it's so expensive that if you're if you're like a day-to-day promoter, right? Booking, venues from 500 people to, let's just say 20,000, the risk is just not nearly as high as a festival. You could launch a festival and have crap ticket sales and lose millions of dollars, and that would just sink your entire year or your company.
Right.
So I think that keeps a lot of the folks that are in the territory business or day-to-day booking business out of festivals because it's such a scary thing. And it also takes talent out of their rooms. So they want to keep the good talent going to their rooms.
Right.
But it's such a big risk. And it just takes a certain type of person. And nowadays, like the cash flow has really changed in terms of the needs for cash flow. Like when we started, we raised $700,000. We had to pay the artist 25% upon confirming.
Oh my God!
Damn.
Right. Nowadays, if you're an independent, especially if nobody knows you, you have to pay 100% upon confirming.
Wow.
Right.
So that could immediately prevent you from moving forward right then and there.
Right.
We just so happened to be at an earlier time in the U.S. festival evolution before festivals started canceling and promoters started keeping people's money or agents didn't get paid. Right.
Yeah. Now it's like I normally see in my deals when it's a really well-known festival, it's either half or just the agent's fee. Is that still the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. My question is, when you're a jam head, right? I see the fish shirt.
Yep.
What do you think the state of that industry is in 2000?
Jam scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of dying, right?
Yeah. Is there still one?
Yeah.
It's kind of fragmented a bit, right? Fish is still doing big numbers. Goose is doing big numbers. You have bands that used to do much bigger numbers like Mo and String Cheese just doing, different numbers. But I think there's still the diehard fan base out there, right? You see like Widespread Panic or String Cheese going to markets and doing 3-night runs and selling out immediately at a high ticket price. I think, that it'll be more regional touring. And those like 5,000 cap rooms, 3 to 5,000 cap rooms, as opposed to the gardens or the arenas.
Do you blame that on fatigue? Them playing in every market, playing every festival. Do you think fatigue is part of that downside?
I don't know if it's fatigue. I think part of it is just musical taste and evolution and how people consume music. And it's just so there's just so much out there nowadays.
Right.
There's so much to choose from in terms of music. And also, I've seen Fish a few times, seen Widespread Panic a few times.
Our boys.
After the 105th show or whatever it is, you're like, I got 2 kids and I want to watch a TV show on a Friday night maybe and sleep as opposed to go see my 120th show or whatever it is.
I'm not going to Indiana again to go see fucking Fish, brother.
I don't care how good the grilled cheese is.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit of your take of why the EDM scene blew up.
I think similar to jam scene, it's a real family community oriented fan base, and people rally around that. And I think similarly, I don't know that any show is the same. Yeah. Right. I think the beauty of jam bands is that every show is different. You never really know what you're going to get. And I think with electronic music, it's pretty similar. And there's a magic and a specialness to those sorts of environments. You can go see an indie rock band. They put on an amazing show, but it's the same show every night. Right. Yeah. Same cadence, same energy bill, same releases, all of that.
Yeah.
With jam and electronic, you just never know what you're going to get. You get the good, the bad, the ugly, or the epic that you'll never, ever forget. And I think that's what's led to the staying power of those genres.
With that being said, why are there not as many of those type of bands on Governor's Ball?
So we aren't as big of a festival as we need to be to feature more genres.
Yeah.
So when we started Gov Ball, we had this kind of like indie electronic, pop, rock, rap mix, what I used to call party music. Right? A funky beat, it's upbeat, it's fun, stuff you want to hear at a party. And then we expanded it in 2013 to feature hip hop and indie rock and folk and electronic and all these genres. We wanted to be that eclectic multi-genre festival that Bonnaroo, Lolla, ACL, Glastonbury, all these other festivals were. And we did great. But as time went on, we started to see less demand for our tickets. And we looked at the lineup and we said, you know what? Maybe we need to take a little bit of a different direction. Mm-hmm. Maybe for the EDM fan, you can't just have 1 or 2 bands a day. Maybe you need to have 4 or 5 or 6 bands a day. Right. But we only have 4 stages, right? Mm-hmm. So we don't have enough stages and space to feature enough of every genre.
Right.
And that's why, that we went through like a little bit of a hip hop period where we were kind of honing in on hip hop. Now I think we're honing in a little bit more on kind of pop, rock. And, you look at Lolla, they have 8, 10 stages, 110,000 people a day. Yeah. They have enough programming slots to feature everything and to have enough to sell a ticket to those dedicated genre fans. But for me, I don't have as many slots, so I got to kind of really hone in on a lane, if you will.
Yeah.
And that's been beneficial. We've seen that the results of that positively.
Kind of like ACL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. ACL, but ACL is much bigger, and they do have more stages. But I think Texas is just a unique animal, and they have that ACL brand was alive well before the festival.
Right.
Had a big fan base of folks who just appreciated songwriting and folk and Americana. They have it all, but I think Lolla or Bonnaroo, you're just going to see every single genre under the sun.
Not a lot of Jewish bands in Texas. I can say it. I'm Jewish. Whatever. My question, last year you had one of my best friends who I tour with a lot, Little Stranger, on the tour, on Governor's Ball, and they said how unique the experience is. As you're curating for years on, I'm wondering, was there any year that you just totally lost your ass?
With GovBall, no. We've been lucky in that, we only had that loss in year 2, and it was a small one, and we've been okay since then. I think part of that is because of the market and just the brand power. Like, we've been able to make up any shortcomings in ticket sales with partner activations and sponsors, and doing that kind of creatively. But I have put on other shows that have bombed.
Well, give me them.
Yeah, we want some stories.
We want some stories of some shitty situations.
We love failure.
We love failure on this podcast.
All right, so in 2016 or 2015, we were still independent. The industry was consolidating a lot, right? Bonnaroo was sold off. C3 sold to Live Nation. Live Nation and AEG were kind of getting into just stepping up the competition. And AEG was trying to come to New York to do a festival. And they had a lobbyist that was connected to the mayor, and were able to get Flushing Meadows Corona Park, which is the venue that we're in now.
Right.
And they came to us and said, look, we're close with the mayor. We have this venue. We would like to work together to put this festival on together. So, we want to do a deal with you. We said, okay, we're interested. So we talked to them for a while. Didn't work out. Wasn't a fit. But from that conversation, we started to get the sense that we really needed to muscle up to compete in this new landscape.
Yeah.
Right? The bands were getting paid more money. Tickets were starting to be dynamically priced. If you lost your ass, you're out of business. And we needed a financial backstop and a partner that could help us grow. So AEG reached out. Didn't make sense. So we started talking to Live Nation and to Madison Square Garden. And we talked to the kind of executive level folks at those companies, and it was very clear who was more our speed. And those were the folks at Live Nation.
Yeah.
Just pragmatic leadership, really smart. It was clear they were going to let us operate the business as we have been. And, we can continue to do our thing and be as independent as possible, but be a part of a bigger team. So we did a joint venture with them, and we had this financial backstop. So we said, fuck yeah, great. We have a bank. Let's do more festivals.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So AEG had launched this Panorama Festival in July of 2016, I want to say. And that was the one that they ended up not getting the park that they said they had. They had to do it on Randall's Island. But, we had Gov Ball, which then was on Randall's Island in early June. You had Panorama in, end of July. And we thought that maybe another festival could work in New York City in the fall for two reasons. Number one, most of the time bands will play they'll play in the city in the spring and then come back in the fall. Or they won't play in the city. They'll do Europe or they'll do the South, and then they'll come play the city in the fall. So we knew there was going to be a big crop of bands playing in the fall. Yeah. Great bands to choose from. And there were no festivals in the fall in New York City. Doing one in New York a band could route from a New York festival in September all the way down to ACL in Austin, Texas. Right? You could play Music Midtown in between, go to Austin. So we thought, we could get the bands. We know New York's a proven market. GovBall works. Getting competitive. Let's do it. So we put together this festival called the Meadows. Okay. And it came out in year one with Kanye West, Chance the Rapper, The Weeknd.
Jeez.
This great lineup. This really fantastic lineup. Sales were okay.
What's okay to you?
The Kanye and Chance the Rapper day was great. That show sold out 40,000.
Cool.
The Weeknd day was slower. It was in the low 20s. And about 2 weeks before the show, we get a call that The Weeknd's pulling off because he's playing SNL that night.
Oh, that's right there. You can't do both.
Exactly. Well, apparently you can't do both because once you do the dress rehearsal, you can't leave the building.
Oh, wow.
This is a live taping.
And don't you have to work all week? Isn't it they're there all week to kind of prepare for that?
Look, we asked all those questions. The vibe that we got was listen, The Weeknd's doing SNL. He's not playing your festival anymore.
Wow.
And we said shit. And then we went to the agent and said, who can we book? They said J. Cole. So we booked J. Cole. I guess The Weeknd found out about this on social media, came back to us and said he wanted to be back on and play.
Okay.
Oh my God! Now you're spending money on J. Cole and The Weeknd?
Right. Exactly.
Oh no.
Well, we figured out how to do it. Right. We were going to be a winner for the fans. Right. We booked amazing hip hop artist in J. Cole. We had The Weeknd. Right.
And you got the Live Nation Bank.
Yeah. And we had the financial ability to do that.
Yeah.
So we did it. And then a few days later, The Weeknd said, it's too much. I'm not going to do it.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
So he backed out, and we had to kind of, manage that situation, which was not easy. But it ended up being.
How did you approach that?
At the end of the day, we are in the artist business.
Yeah.
Right. And if we're going to do whatever the artist wants to do. So whether we like it or not, we have no choice because we want to keep working with artists that are putting on great concerts and putting out great music. Yeah. And if they have to bail on a show because of a family issue, a personal issue, emotional issue, or a conflict, it stings. We're going to get angry. We're going to get upset about it. But it's what the artist wants to do. We want to keep working with the artist, and that's agent's artist. So you just roll with the punches.
Yeah.
There's this totem pole, right? The artists are on the top.
Right.
Then you have the managers below that. Then below that, you have the agents. Yeah. And at the very bottom, you got the promoter.
Yeah. That's my question to you. After getting fucking your eyes gouged out by all these fucking people, how do you still love the music industry?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit jaded, I will say. But what makes me love the music industry is when you go to a festival or a show and the fucking band is killing it and everybody is fucking feeling it. And you're like, this is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Right. Or you listen to a new record, right? And it's really hitting and it's just giving you those chills. And you're like, fuck, this is so amazing. That's what keeps me, that's what keeps my heart and soul in it through all the bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to fucking clap to that, Tom.
So
let's go, baby.
It's the music itself.
But wait, we didn't even get to the part where I lost my shirt.
Well, I can't wait.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. So we figure out Meadows year one. Well, actually, not really, because when Kanye played, so The Weeknd was supposed to be on Saturday. He bails for SNL. J. Cole fills in, has a great set. Sunday was the sold out day. Chance the Rapper on his, rise, followed by Kanye West at his peak, right? Certainly not the current Kanye
I don't think
West.
he's at his peak anymore, yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
So he's on stage. He's on stage performing. We're about halfway through his set, and he stops the show, runs off the stage, because his wife had been bound and gagged in Paris during that robbery.
Oh my God.
This was the same week. Wow.
Dude.
Yeah. He's like, I got to go, family emergency. And he runs off the stage. So we have 40,000 people in this venue. Everybody's like, what the fuck is happening? Right? They're so excited because Kanye put on this amazing first half of the show. So I'm sprinting back to my trailer. I'm getting with my crisis PR team, my social media team. I'm on the phone with managers, with everybody, trying to figure out what's happening. And, as more time had elapsed, we started to realize, that Kim Kardashian had been held at gunpoint, all of these things. Meanwhile, my social media team is saying, hey, Tom, everybody thinks that, we canceled the show. They want their money back. Like, what do we say to these people?
God.
What do we do? Yada, yada. Because Kanye played 61% of his set time.
So 61%, does that mean he still gets paid?
He got paid.
Fuck. So what's the percentage before you can't pay him?
I'd like to say 50%.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Not that that's in contract or anything, but that just,
that seems reasonable.
Fair-ish.
Yeah.
Fair-ish, yeah.
So, I'm trying to figure out what to do to the fans, because fans are pissed. They want their money back. They think it's our fault, or they think it's just Kanye being Kanye, so we should give them their money back.
Right.
But as the news starts to become more well-known, everybody starts to be a little bit understanding that it wasn't our fault, Meadows Festival. This is a terrible situation that happened, and, it's okay. Right. So, Kanye goes to Paris. We load out the site. We have this really unique year one, and we start to talk to agents and managers about bands that are available for the next year. So, we get more and more feedback from the agents and managers, and we're like, fuck, next year's crop of artists in September is sick. You have the Gorillaz that are available. You have the Chili Peppers that are available. You have Nas. You have Lizzo. You have this, you have Jay-Z, hometown Jay-Z.
Oh my God.
Right.
Massive. So we're like, fuck yeah, right? This is one good way to come back from a rocky year. So we booked this amazing lineup. To this day, I think one of the best lineups we've ever booked. Put this thing on sale, and it was a complete disaster.
Oh, fuck.
Disaster.
How with that lineup?
How? Yeah,
it seems impossible.
I'm still asking.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I still don't understand.
There's no cause and effect that was apparent, huh?
I mean, I could tell you maybe it was the venue because it was in the Citi Field parking lot.
Oh.
Maybe Jay-Z fans are older. They don't want to go to that venue. But, I'm kind of the belief if the talent lineup is good enough, people will come. It's like the Field of Dreams. If you book them, they will come.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, maybe it was the venue. Maybe it was the bad juju from year one and word of mouth. Maybe Gorillaz, Jay-Z, Red Hot Chili Pepper fans, maybe they want a proper bathroom.
Right.
Maybe they don't want to be at a festival.
Right.
And it was at that time that I started to realize that there was a shift in festivals where it started to get real young.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be older 20s to mid 30s or mid 20s to older 30s. And then around 2017, it started to get real young when kids started to realize that Coachella was the fucking coolest thing on the planet, but they couldn't convince their parents to fly them to Indio, California. I'll just go to my local festival here in New York City.
Right.
And that's when GovBall started to see this influx of super young people. And we started to see it in our survey results that people were pissed that these young kids were coming and getting super drunk. They were just acting a fool and negatively impacting, music lovers' experience at the festivals. And I think that, maybe with the Meadows, maybe, those older fans were like, Jay-Z will play New York again. The Chili Peppers are around every couple of years. I'll wait to see them at the Garden or the Barclays Center as opposed to go to a festival where maybe a kid might throw up on my sneaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's 95
That actually
degrees.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you saw that, you're like, shit, we got to book younger bands.
Well, when I saw the ticket sales in day one, I was like, fuck, how the fuck are we going to get out of this one?
Right.
And, we talked with, the team and we played the show, tried to cut expenses as much as possible and, just took that one on the chin.
What did Live Nation say when they're like, they probably were like, this is confusing. How is this not
Slam
working?
dunk. Yeah.
This is a slam dunk.
Everybody was confused. But you know what? You take the loss and you move on.
Right.
Nothing
Take
else
the
you can
L.
do. Yeah.
Take the L and you keep going.
Kind of like the New York Knicks sometimes.
Yeah,
Take
the
the L.
You're speaking my language because I'm
Yeah,
a giant
yeah.
Knicks fan.
Yeah.
No,
I've
I'm
taken a lot of L's my entire life.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a Laker fan. We're getting our asses stomped right
I like
now.
all Cleveland teams, so I think I win this.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Well, I think this year you'll definitely win this.
Yeah.
So my question is too, like when you book these bigger bands, how many of these agents saying, if you want this guy, you're gonna need to take 3 of our smaller lineups too?
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it mostly part of the deals?
It's not. I think most of it is, if you're dealing with an agent for a headliner or a sub-headliner, they're working with an incredible artist that you want on your bill, right?
Yeah.
That agent certainly is certainly smart, has his finger on the pulse of artists in general. So when they're saying, I have these younger bands that you should put on your show, maybe that could be the next headliner years down the road.
Right.
So there's a level of trust that you have to a degree. Like we've had bands that have played, first up on the main stage at noon that are now selling out 2 nights at the Garden.
Right.
Right. And that started, the reason why they got that slot at 12 noon was because it was an agent saying, hey, can you please book my younger band since you're also booking the penultimate band?
Right. Totally.
And we also listen to all the music, right? Any submissions that come in, we're on Spotify, we're listening to it, we're going to see them when they're in town next, and we're a part of that curation. But we're all friends and music lovers at the end of the day. So,
which agent is the hardest to deal with?
Well, again, I'm not a talent buyer, so I thankfully cannot answer that question.
Which manager? Is
Yeah,
hardest
which manager?
to deal with?
Which manager's easiest to deal with might be the.
Listen, guys, I just deal with New York City and the production and site. Okay.
So, okay, then that's.
But I will say this: all of the agents and managers that are super tough, like Marsha Vlasic, she is a tough agent.
Yeah.
Right. Incredibly intimidating, but I love her to death, and she's so smart, and she's dedicated to protecting her artists. And is she a little crazy? Sure. But like any executive or any high power person is going to be a fucking little bit crazy. I'm convinced.
Yeah, you have to.
What's your take on a New York agent named John Bon Jovi?
We've booked some of his bands. Only good things.
I think he's got one on there this year.
He's playing. Yeah. Do you have Krungman? Do you have Krungman on it?
I thought
We
you did
don't
Royal
have
Lotus.
Krungman, but I love them to death. So one day.
Oh, Royal Lotus. You have Royal Lotus?
We do have Royal Lotus, yeah.
That's a great band, man. I mean,
I love Royal Lotus. I saw them when
Cover.
they played at I guess Racket is what it's called now.
yeah,
But I've been up on them for a minute. They're a great band.
great.
Oh yeah,
Man, Tom, this has been so awesome to talk to
I
you.
learned a lot.
I've learned a lot. I want to know, I got a couple more questions. How hard is it to deal with the fucking city?
That's what I was wondering too.
It's really fucking hard, guys.
Yeah, I fucking bet, dude.
Taxes.
It's really hard. I will say there are 3 people in the mayor's office who I would work with often who resigned because they were indicted,
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
right?
Yeah.
You have turnover all the time in positions.
Uh-huh.
And you have new mayoral administrations. There's a lot of politics between the agencies, between the Parks Department and the mayor's office and the fire department and the police department. And things just move really, really slowly.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really unfortunate because, for GovBall, we risk $25 million a year. We're pumping $100 million in economic activity into the economy annually.
Right.
And I got to fight tooth and nail just to get my dates for the following year.
Damn.
What? And it's such a success for the city.
And it's been going for over 10 years, so it's like.
It's like a supply and demand thing. Everybody wants to be in New York, so the city kind of thinks that it's okay to act this way. I really wish that they took a more holistic view, for economic reasons, but also just cultural reasons, right? Like we bring musicians and artists and fans from all over the world to New York City to spend money, enjoy the city, live that experience. And, it should be easy. It should be a true partnership. And I do think it is a partnership. It's just, I wish it was easier. I wish after 15 years, it was just a little bit easier.
You would think you'd have.
You know what? Give them my number, Tom. I'll fight for you. I have no skin in the game. I'm rooting for you, Tom. I'll fucking yell at these guys. Okay?
Yeah.
Put them on the podcast.
I appreciate that. I need all the help I can get sometimes.
Get Mayor Eric
Because,
Adams on here.
People don't realize how important music festivals are for the growth. I mean, I grew up watching music festivals.
Same.
And that grew my childhood. Like, people don't realize how important these big fest like Warped Tour. Vans Warped Tour was my festival.
I mean,
you know?
Me too.
I was a pop punk kid. I worked at Drive Thru Records, and I was, you
worked at Drive Thru?
Yeah, I worked at Drive Thru with Richard Rains, and
Wow.
I was booking Hello Goodbye, and I did something corporate shows, and I did that whole thing. And I worked for Capitol for Carrie Istid for a bit before I was a musician as well.
I used to hand out flyers for Epitaph and Fuel by Ramen.
Dude, I worked for Fuel by Ramen. I did gym class. I was marketing for Gym Class Heroes in Paramore. Dude,
Nice.
Damn.
Oh, you're a pop punk kid?
Yeah, so I grew up in the city going to this venue called Coney Island High, which is on St. Mark's Place.
Wow.
And that's where and the wetlands. So,
Oh, I mean,
Rains
Shapiro.
Did, Bosstones, Less Than Jake, No Effects. Like that was my, I guess third wave ska and 90s punk. That was my jam.
Hold on, Shapiro was booking ska at the wetlands?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's
They used to have this thing every once a month on Sundays, Ska Wars.
Yep.
Dude, that's my one of my heroes as a promoter. Like I think how he develops bands and how he cares.
Yeah.
I could tell you care too. So
He's a beautiful mind. He's a great guy.
yeah. Tom, thanks so much for your time, man. I've learned a lot about bigger festivals, and don't let those fucking city guys give you any shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll talk to them. I'll talk to them for you, Tom.
I have
okay?
Eric Adams' phone number.
Yeah, let's go. My last question, when it's all said and done, you've been doing this a long time, and I hope you keep doing it because it's important for the sake of music. Actually, I have two questions. Sorry. If your son or daughter want to get into this music industry, what advice would you give them at 26 years old when you were first starting?
So I think what I would tell them is I'd tell them something before they were 26. I'd tell them something going into college. At first, I'd say go to a college in a city where you could get opportunities outside of college. And when you're in college, get an internship, get many internships so that you can see what it's like at various companies, especially companies that are in a field that you're really interested in. And work your fucking ass off.
Right.
In that internship. Prove yourself. Right? Be the first one in and the last one to leave. Take everybody there out to lunch because ultimately they're probably going to pay because you're a broke college student and they work. Pick their brain, ask questions, develop these relationships so that when it comes time for your internship to end, they say, well, fuck, that kid made our team better. Let's keep him around or her around for the next semester or, let's hire them eventually. So it's really just about busting your ass and putting the work first and foremost when, you're really young and you can.
Yeah.
And then, if you're not sure what you want to do, find the segment that you want to do, and then get a shitload of different internships across that field and see what you're good at.
And once you lose your ass once, get the fuck out of there, right? No, I'm just
I mean, you take the L and you move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's whatever direction.
You read it in every business book under the sun, right? You got it. You can't be afraid to fail, and everybody fails. Yeah. And, you just fucking keep doing it.
It's okay to get punched in the mouth. You just got to keep fighting.
That's right.
Yeah. Tom, thanks so much for being on the show. Good luck with Governor's Ball this year, and keep fighting the good fight, bro. We're rooting for you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Have a good one.
Have a
Later.
good day.